Hey Erica, how you doing?
Hey, I'm well. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. Yes, all the better for seeing your film the other day. I was just telling Peter and Joe and Haley that I cried and had my mask on, and it wasn't a good look. But a dark room's a good place to do that, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Yes.
Congratulations on the film. It's wonderful. I wanted to ask you about. So my entry point into Cyrano was actually Roxanne because I'm a huge Steve Martin film, and then kind of read the story afterwards and found out what it was kind of based on because I was like, Steve Martin doing a wacky thing with a big nose. I'm not sure what that is. So for you, I mean, what was your entry point? How did you come across not just Cyrano in the first instance, but then want to tell the story the way that you've told it?
Well, I originally read the Rostand play and fell in love with it, and I saw some stage versions of it, and the thing that struck me was that usually you have this typically handsome, always wonderful, acclaimed actor who puts on a large fake nose and spends almost 3 hours talking about how hideous his nose is. And in the audience, you're sort of in a conspiracy with him. You think, yeah, it's pretty hideous. And then at the end of the day, he takes that off and goes home. And I just thought that there's something underneath that that obviously that makes it so timeless and relatable that we all have that hideous nose that we feel um, is within us and that makes us unlovable. And so I just wondered what it would be if the nose was removed, and if Cyrano the character never spoke about what it was that he felt made him unlovable. So that was really my way in. And then also the character of Roxanne in the original Rostand, she finds out that after 15 years she's essentially been catfished, that that it's all been a lie, and she doesn't protest, she doesn't say anything, and then Cyrano walks off and fights his demons, and I just thought that she should be able to speak her mind, that she should say what about the life we could have had, and then what would Cyrano say if she said that. So those were my ways in. I really wanted to condense the piece and make it intimate and sort of use the original Rostand structure that's so strong, and talk about what was the underbelly of it, I guess.
Yeah, and you started in a. I only found this out today talking to your amazing cast that it's in the small theater where you started doing it, and then obviously it's kind of expanded into this movie. Did you anticipate that this would maybe become a movie again, or was your focus just solely on the theater production? Because I guess if Joe hadn't seen it, you might not have got to this point. I guess.
If Joe hadn't seen it, we definitely never would have gotten to this point. I work in theater. I love theater. I conceived it for theater, and ironically, I conceived it to be cinematic in the theater. I wanted it to be through composed. We almost letterboxed the set so that it would feel like a movie, and also the intimacy of the piece was designed to feel almost like a close up. That I kind of removed the extra 40 characters and reduced it down to 10 so that it would feel really, really intimate. But I absolutely never thought that it would become a film. I mean, it's been a film, at least 3, 4 times that are all wonderful. So when Joe had the idea to make it into a film, I was really kind of incredulous and nervous, and it was totally unexpected.
Yeah, and was there ever a point where Joe had said that maybe you get fresh people to do this? Because obviously Peter and I think all of the three leads had done it at some point over the course of its time. I hope I'm correct in that, or at least Haley and Peter.
Not Kelvin.
Not Kelvin, beg your pardon.
When Joe originally called me, he said, "I want to make a film of your Cyrano. I will direct it. You will write the screenplay, and it will be Peter and Haley." So that was the original idea from Joe.
Yeah, Kelvin's not a bad addition though, is he? Let's be honest.
Calvin is so wonderful. I love him so much. He's so beautiful in the role.
Yeah, I saw him in was it Waves last year and just
Oh, yes.
my heart, absolutely broke my heart in
And did
that
you
film.
see Loose? He's so good
Yes,
in
yeah, I mean
yeah.
the guy can do no wrong in my book.
I
And
agree.
you're releasing it. There's this whole wave of kind of musicals at the minute, but it
Yes.
seems like there's space for all of them, particularly at this time where these kind of films kind of resonate even more so, given current climates around the world.
Yes, and this is I really think that our film is different because a
Mm.
lot of those films like Tick Tick Boom and West Side Story, they're based on successful musicals that kind of follow the traditional musical theater structure. And our show was never conceived to be that. The songs are not musical theater songs. They're really kind of interior ballads that reflect the characters' souls. And so when they translate to the film version, there's so much that happens on top of the songs that that it's almost like music video, which Joe would hate me saying. But I think that it's more successful in the film version than it was on stage because of the nature of the music, which is so different than Les Mis or one of those sort of big blockbuster stage musicals.
Yeah, absolutely. I wish you all the best with the release. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey!